Hi friends, welcome to Beautifully Bookish Bethany. Today is the start of my May book haul. I do these vlog style, so I will insert clips throughout the month showing you books as I buy them or as they arrive in the mail from publishers, and you can see my live reactions. They're really fun and y'all seem to enjoy them. But first, as I have been doing all of 2023, we're going to begin by taking a look at the stats for my TBR as of the beginning of May. This is just to help me keep track of how many books are coming in, how many books I'm getting off my TBR, and for reference, though I will tell you the numbers for audiobooks and ebooks, I'm really most concerned with reading down the physical book number. And my audiobooks have hiked way up because Libra FM did a giant audiobook sale for Indie Bookstore Day, and they've been having more than usual influencer review copies available. So, you know, my audio TBR has been growing at an unprecedented rate in the last month. Let's see where we're at. These are my numbers as of May 1st. It's May 2nd, so maybe this has changed. I don't know, but this was my numbers as of yesterday. I haven't added in whatever books are coming in today. At the beginning of 2023, I had 177 audiobooks on my TBR. As of the beginning of May, I had 181, which is up by 4. I told you, blame it on Libra FM. It's fine though. They aren't taking up physical space on my shelves. I'm kind of okay with it. At the beginning of 2023, I had 67 ebooks on my TBR, and as of the beginning of May, I had 68, which is up by 1. Again, I'm okay with that. And lastly, the one we really care about, my physical TBR. At the beginning of 2023, I had 488 books on my physical TBR. As of the beginning of May, we were at 451, which is down by 37 since the beginning of the year. All right, we're doing good. With that said, I've got more books. So we've got something that I picked up at a signing, 2 packages from a publisher, and an order from Pango Books where I used some of my credit from selling. May 1st, I was lucky enough to have the chance to go to a talk and signing for Warrior Girl Unearthed by Angeline Boulley, and I loved this book. I had an audio review copy from NetGalley. It was actually the first book that I finished in May. I finished it the morning of the event, and I loved it. It's incredible. Angeline Boulley is just amazing. She is an Indigenous author writing YA, kind of contemporary books with thriller elements to them, and this book is set 10 years after the events of her debut novel, but in the same community, so you see some recurring characters. Phenomenal book. I had an amazing time at the event, and I got it signed, which was really exciting. I highly recommend this. I think her books are incredible, and I've already read it, so it's not adding to my TBR, but it is coming onto my shelves, and she was really lovely in person. This is the second time I've had a chance to meet her, and she's such an inspiration, especially because as somebody who's thought maybe one day I would want to try writing something, but I'm in my mid-30s and most of these debuts are like in their 20s. She was talking about how she was 44 when she started writing her debut, and it took her 10 years to get a manuscript that she felt comfortable querying. So she was in her mid-50s when her debut novel came out, and it's a whole second part of her life. And that to me is just incredibly inspirational. I love it. So anyway, yay, Warrior Girl Unearthed. Then I have an order from Pango Books. Again, I used credit from selling to buy these. Okay, love it. Nicely packaged so they stay safe. Beautiful. And I have 2 books to share. The first one, and this is the one I really bought, the second one was to get free shipping, but the one I really wanted was Leia, Princess of Alderaan by Claudia Gray. I've heard good things about this, and in my recent Star Wars project, one of the books that I read was Bloodline, and I loved it. It was a really good time. I want to read more Star Wars books. This is in like perfect condition. It's beautiful. I'm so excited to have a hardcover copy of this. So yeah, adding to my Star Wars TBR, we have a new book that I want to pick up. Then I also got an old middle grade book that just looked really interesting. I love the cover and the reviews intrigued me. This is The Dark Hills Divide by Patrick Carman. This also just looks really familiar to me. I almost wonder if I maybe picked this up at some point when I was a kid. This looks like something I would grab from the library, but when did this come out? I think it's a little bit older. So this is from 2005, so maybe not, but it looks cute. It's a middle grade fantasy novel about a 12-year-old girl, and yeah, some books from Pango, love it. Then I've got 2 packages from Macmillan. I think I know what one of them is, but I don't know what the other one is, so let's see. They're both pretty small, so probably novellas. I am expecting a finished copy of a novella I read. Let's see. Oh jeez, this like doesn't want to open, does it? There we go. This is going really well for me. Okay, let's see. What's this in here? Oh, yay! Okay, I didn't know. I forgot I was getting this. This is exciting. It is the next Niveau novella in the Singing Hills cycle, Mammoths at the Gates. This is so exciting. So this goes on sale in September. I've read everything Niveau has put out with Tor. I love her. I am a stan. Yeah. Cleric Chi returns home to the Singing Hills Abbey for the first time in almost 3 years. I think this is going to be fantastic. I'm very excited to pick this up. Thank you to Tor.com. This is probably the new novella from Cassandra Khaw. It's what I'm expecting. Let's see. Yes! Okay. So we have a finished copy of The Salt Grows Heavy. I actually read an early copy of this from NetGalley and I really liked it. It is weird and dark. It's a horror novella that is loosely inspired by the old school Little Mermaid mythology, kind of, but not entirely, and a lot darker. I also am really excited to hear Cassandra Khaw talk about this at an event I'm going to, because I think this is intended to be metaphorically about gender identity and transitioning and some of the current conversations happening around that. I don't know if I'm right, but I think I might be right, and I'm curious to ask them about it, but it's a lot, but I liked it, and it's pretty short, so thank you again to Tor. Hi, I've got a whole bunch of things that have arrived in the mail. I'm not sure if all of these are books, and one is kind of a random thing that I ended up getting at an event that I wanted to share with y'all, but let's open these up. First, I went to a bookstore for The Salt Grows Heavy by Cassandra Khaw, got to meet them, and it was a really interesting talk. Thank you for signing my book. They were lovely. But while I was there, I ended up striking up a conversation with somebody who's an editor, and she was telling me about a book she's working on that's coming out in 2024, and I was like, that sounds interesting. And she happened to have an advance copy in her bag, so she gave it to me. I was like, okay, cool. So this is read by Annie Carty. It is a YA contemporary that's not very long, but it looks really interesting. It is a retelling of The Scarlet Letter, but modern, and it's dealing with issues of grooming and abortion rights and bodily autonomy, which sounds amazing and really important. So thank you so much to the editor of this book for putting it on my radar. I'm excited to check it out. It looks great. And I'm sure some of y'all might be interested as well. Then I have a package from Leanna. I don't think it's a book. I'm guessing it's a birthday present. I don't know what it is. Let's open it together. Thank you, Leanna. We both have May birthdays, so. It looks like a mug. Is it a mug? Maybe. Oh, cool. Okay. Oh, this is so cool. This is appropriate too. It's Star Wars Day. Aha, I love it. Corksicle. So it's a stemless wine glass. It can stay hot or cold, and it's Star Wars. I guess it's kind of hard to see, but it's C-3PO inspired. I love it. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Leanna. Perfect timing for when it arrived too. I love it. Then I've got a package from Penguin Teen. I think this is probably a finished copy of Star Splitter, which I freaking loved, and they asked if I wanted a finished copy. Let's see if I'm right. It's what I'm expecting. Yes! Yay! Thank you. I loved this, y'all. Star Splitter by Matthew J. Kirby is a YA sci-fi thriller, and it is so good. This is some of the best YA sci-fi I've read in a while. And I also love the cover. Like, good on them, because sometimes YA does not know how to appropriately market or cover sci-fi stuff, but I think this is really good. It deals with some interesting stuff like teleportation and is it still you if your original body was destroyed in the process, and like there's a lot of stuff that happens in here. It's so interesting. I freaking loved it. Thank you to Penguin Teen. Go check this out. It is out super soon. Actually, by the time you're seeing this, it is out already, so go read it. It's good. Then I have a pre-order from Barnes & Noble. I think I know what this is. See if I'm right. Yes! Okay, another book I can't stop gushing about, y'all. Oh wow. It's so pretty in person. Oh my goodness. Y'all, this is amazing. Okay, this is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. Wow, look at the shine and look at this. Y'all, the dragons and the sprayed edges. This is so pretty. It's got a map. I am kind of obsessed. That is beautiful. So if you haven't already heard me gush about this, it was an unexpected new favorite. I didn't request it. I was sent a ARC copy of it, read it, fell in love with it. This is everything I ever wanted for a college-age fantasy school with dragon riding and a slow burn enemies to lovers romance. Like a magic school, but with people who are of age. And it gets steamy towards the end of it, and there are dragons, and there's politics, and it's propulsive, and I couldn't put it down. And the thing I keep saying that I'm not seeing other people talk about is we have a disabled heroine who has a ligament disorder that makes her bones brittle and various things, and that I think is also handled really well. So I loved Fourth Wing, one of my surprise favorite things that I've read this year. I pre-ordered myself a finished copy. Y'all, it's beautiful. Yes. It will be going on my favorites shelf. Lastly is this box. I don't know what it is or who it's from, so let's see. It might not even be book related. We'll find out. All right, let's see. What is this? Oh, okay. This is not at all book related. That's really funny. Well, in case you're curious, I recently switched to a new hair care line. It's JVN, it's Jonathan Van Ness's, and I have to say I'm very pleased. It's great, it's just a little expensive. So they were running a sale that was buy one get one half off shampoos and conditioners, so I got backups. Those are not books. Alright, that's it. I've got things to open. I've got 2 packages from Pango Books. I assume a birthday gift. There's no note on the outside of it. I haven't opened it yet, but from Amazon, and then my Book of the Month box. I'm guessing this is a birthday gift. My birthday is pretty soon, and probably something off my wish list. Let's see. Bag is huge too. It's got like what feels like a bigger than usual book in here. Okay, let me feel and see if there's a note before I do anything else. Oh, okay, there's notes. Oh, Christopher! You did not have to get me anything else. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is so nice. Oh my god. Okay, so I guess there's 3 books. There must be 3 books in here because I've got 3 gift notes. I'm not sure which one goes with which. This is so sweet. Okay. First, oh goodness. Yay! The Tea Dragon Tapestry. Thank you. By Kate O'Neill. Oh, I'm so happy to have this. I really love this series. These books are so beautiful. I haven't read this one yet. It's the 3rd installment, but it's got these little tea dragons and it's so cute and inclusive and queer and beautiful, and oh, just look at it. I'm so excited to read this. Thank you, Christopher. Okay. Okay. I think this is the note that goes with this. I know this author's other book was one of your favorites from last year. True. I hope you enjoy reading this one too. And of course, happy birthday. Thank you. Yay. Yes, they have a book coming out. Actually, it was one of my favorites last year, but it was an ARC and it just came out recently. The Moth Keeper, I think is what it's called. And oh, it was so good. Middle grade. Oh, yay. I'm so happy to have this. That's awesome. Yes! Thank you. I've been meaning to get this. Blood Like Fate by Lizelle Sambury. Shamefully, I have not yet finished this duology. I love her books. I loved Blood Like Magic. I have not gotten to this yet, but I have read Delicious Monsters, which came out after this, and it is one of my favorite books of the year. Okay, so let's see. Okay, can we find the note, matching the note to the book? I know you're friends with the author. I am. We're like internet friends. And I know you loved her other two books, so I hope this completes the collection of all the books she's written so far. It does. Thank you. This is so thoughtful. Also, these notes are so thoughtful. This means a lot. Oh my gosh. And look how pretty. It's beautiful. Okay. Oh, yay! What a great grouping of books, Christopher! Gathering Moss by Robin Wall Kimmerer. Okay, so Braiding Sweetgrass by her was one of my favorite books I read last year. This one is much shorter, but I've heard it's also really lovely. It says, I don't think I've heard you... Okay, wait. I mixed up these. Okay, wait. You know what? This is funny because I think actually this note goes with this book, even though the note that I thought went with this could have gone with this as well. Okay, so I think this is, I don't think I've heard you talk about this series on your channel, but I assume you have the other two, so I hope this completes your collection. This is my your personal favorite of the three. Yay. Okay, so fun story. I have talked about them on my channel, but it's been a while since I've read them. But also, Kay O'Neill did write one of my favorite books of last year, as did Robin Wall Kimmerer, so the note could have gone with either of these. What amazing choices. Thank you. That is just so wonderful. Wow, that was just so wonderful and thoughtful. Thank you. That was really, they're lovely. Okay, so listen, I have to talk to you about these two packages. They are from Pango Books. I used some credit to buy them, but they're for a project that's very exciting. And I'm going to talk about it because I think by the time this video goes up, I will have announced it. Although as I'm filming the clip, it's not announced. I and some of my fellow queer booktube friends are going to be launching a classic lesbian romance read-along, because I'm not doing enough read-alongs, obviously. I think this is going to be super fun. I'm really, really excited about it. We are starting in June, because it's Pride Month, obviously, and this should be the book for June. But I also have some other gems. Some of them are out of print, and some of them are a little obscure, but I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a super fun project, and the group of people doing it with me are also lovely. So let's open this one. I like trying different kinds of genre classics, and I just think this is going to be super fun. Oh, this is so nice. It comes with a little note from the seller. This is Patience and Sarah by Isabel Miller. It originally came out in 1969, and it is a historical lesbian romance set in the 19th century, tracing the relationship between Patience White, a painter, and Sarah Dowling, a farmer, whose romantic bond does not sit well with the puritanical New England farming community in which they live. Ultimately, they are forced to make life-changing decisions that depend on their courage and their commitment to one another. So apparently this was first self-published in 1969, titled A Place for Us, in an edition of 1,000 copies, where the author hand-sold the book on New York street corners. It won an award. Yeah, so this is one of the earliest published lesbian romances. It's a classic. And we are going to be reading it in June for Pride Month. So join us. I'm so excited. This is going to be fun. Then I have a box of books, and the seller also said that she was going to include a bonus book. I don't know what it is, but that seems nice of her. She had a ton of like old lesbian romances from like small presses. And I was like, okay, let me grab some of these because this is going to be interesting. Well taped. All right. Gosh. Ooh. So I think this is the bonus one that she included. Off Season by Jackie Calhoun. Contemporary lesbian romance. After the tragic death of her long-term lover, Jenny has kept her aching heart under lock and key. Then she meets Rita, an attractive woman whose own heart is trapped in a prison of grief and loss. Less than a year ago, Rita's father shot and killed her mother and himself. Jeez, okay. Interesting. There's like lots of drama. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is from the year 2000. Thank you. That's like a nice addition. I would read that. Here are the books that I ordered. And we got kind of a variety of subgenres. So these are going to be going on our list of things to read. First up is Morton River Valley by Lee Lynch. Lee Lynch is like a very prolific lesbian romance author, so I wanted to pick up something from her. And this is like a middle America small town romance, and it was published in 1992. I feel like it's going to be really interesting just from a historical perspective to read these books when things in many ways were very different than they are today. Paris Collins, named for the city where she was conceived, changes teaching jobs every 2 years. Invariably, she leaves behind an astonished lover who simply couldn't believe Paris's warning she would move on. Now Paris is in the troubled New England hamlet of Morton River Valley. Here she meets Peg, whose sexy butch ways captivate her. Peg's independence seems a safe and perfect match for Paris's way of life. But is it? And there's small town controversy and stuff. So that is on the list. Then, this looks like fun. We have a mystery adventure cowgirl romance novel called Stoner McTavish by Sarah Dreyer. She had to stop him. Maybe Brian Oxnard was a murderer. Maybe he wasn't. One thing was certain, he wasn't doing Gwen any good. Stoner was bored. Bored with Aunt Hermione, palm reader and mystic. Bored with Mary Lou, her outrageous friend and business partner. Bored with her analyst, the eminent Dr. Edith Kesselbaum. Bored with herself. Her life was going nowhere. That was before she met Gwen. Follow the adventures of Stoner McTavish, lesbian travel agent, reluctant detective, as she battles villainy, terror, and the elements to save the woman of her dreams. So that sounds like a lot of fun. This is the first in a whole series of books, so cool. And this one is from 1985. Next, we have a paranormal witchy romance. This is Love Spell by Karen Williams. Let's appreciate the cover. A deliciously erotic and humorous love story with a magical twist. When Kate Gallagher, a reluctantly single veterinarian, meets the mysterious and alluring Allegra one enchanting evening, it's instant fireworks. But as Kate gradually discovers, they live in two very different worlds, and Allegra's life is shrouded in mystery, which Kate longs to penetrate. A masterful blend of fantasy and reality, this whimsical story will delight your imagination and warm your heart. Nice. So this looks like fun. And Love Spell came out in 1992. So we're getting like mostly 80s and 90s. Two more. Next, and this is the one that I was originally looking for because this is considered a classic in the romance canon. It is, I believe, as far as we know, the first lesbian interracial romance published by a Black author. This is called Loving Her by Anne Allen Shockley. I think this is going to be really interesting. We've got a wealthy white woman and a Black woman with a child who is escaping an abusive relationship. So Yeah, this one has some content warnings, but I've been looking for a copy of it because it's out of print. But you can actually get ebooks pretty easily. This came out in 1974. It is a genre classic. And lastly, one that looked like a lot of fun, we have Rika's Jewel by Astrid Fox. This one is like a Viking slash Xena type deal, apparently. Lesbian erotic fiction. Norway, 1066 AD, a group of female Viking warriors, Ingrid's crew, have set sail to fight the Saxons in Britain, and Ingrid's young lover Rika is determined to follow them. But urged on by a dark-haired oarswoman Pia, Rika penetrates a devious plan masterminded by Ingrid, one which involves a secret cult back home in Norway which is spreading through the whole of Northern Europe, etc. They're performing erotic rites and whatnot, of course they are. So I feel like this is going to be a wild ride. It came out in 1999. So we've got like a whole, none of them are very long. Like they're all pretty slim volumes, but we've got a nice little stack there of some classic lesbian romance. I hope some of you will join us on our journey. I think it's gonna be a good time. Lastly, I've got my Book of the Month box. I like them, they're fun. And this month I got my birthday book. I get a free book for my birthday as an add-on. So, okay. My main pick of the options, Mara put me up to this. We don't always have the same taste in thrillers, but I feel like when there are bonkers ones that she likes, I tend to like them. And so that is why I picked up The Last Word by Taylor Adams. This sounds like it would be a really good time. After posting a negative book review, a woman living in a remote location begins to wonder if the author is a little touchy or very, very dangerous. In this pulse-pounding novel of psychological suspense and terror, yeah, it sounds great. Mara liked it. I feel like I will too. And then for my bonus birthday book, I got Did You Hear About Kitty Carr by Crystal Smith Paul. This one is historical fiction. It sounded interesting. A multi-generational saga that traverses the glamour of old Hollywood and the seductive draw of modern-day showbiz. So it follows a supposedly white icon of the silver screen who dies and leaves her money to 3 black sisters, calling into question whether maybe she was just passing as white. It sounds really interesting. So those were my 2 picks from Book of the Month. Editing Bethany here, just popping in to say that if you hear weird like groans in the background, it's my husband playing video games. He was having a hard time that night, and I think they're more audible than I realized they would be, so that's what that is. Hello! Today is my actual birthday, and I've got 2 things to open. This came in the mail. I think it's from a friend of mine, but I am not sure. And then I had this enormous box that arrived. Y'all, it's stacked full of birthday packages from one of my patrons, Stephanie. Oh my god. Like, you don't have to buy me all the books, but like, thank you. Y'all, this is wild. So we're gonna open all of this, and what a great fun way to celebrate my birthday. We're gonna start with this one. It feels like a book, and Amanda from the Naughty Librarian said she thought something was delivered for me yesterday, so I'm guessing this might be from her. Let's see. We'll get the gift receipts first. Yes, this is from Amanda. Happy birthday. It's hard finding a book you haven't read, but I don't think you've read this one yet, and I think you would like it. Okay. What is this? Oh, cool. Okay. I have not read this. But I've heard good things about it. Thank you. Okay, so this is Velocity Weapon by Megan O'Keefe, which I think is a space opera. Oh, wow. From a major new voice in science fiction comes an epic of intergalactic politics, war, and rogue AI. Interesting. You know what? This has actually been recommended to me before, and it's been kind of on my list of things to maybe eventually get to. So thank you so much, Amanda. I love it. That's a great pick. Yeah. All right. Megan O'Keefe. Okay, y'all, this is absurd. Like, do you see All of these? Are these all from Stephanie? Like, I mean, they must be because they packaged them all together, right? Like, oh my God, Stephanie, what did you do? What? Gosh, okay. All right. We're gonna open these. This is, oh, wow. Talk about being spoiled. Like, geez. Happy birthday. I hope you have an amazing day. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, nice. Yay! Oh, this is so exciting. Thank you. It is The Veiled Throne, book 3 in the Dandelion Dynasty series. Oh, this is perfect because we just read Grace of Kings for our book club and I was like, I want to read the rest of these. So lo and behold, Stephanie got me another one. I'm guessing somewhere in here is probably book 2. Yay! Okay, so I clearly need to continue with the Dandelion Dynasty series. Thank you. Let's do this one next. I can't believe this. This is wild, man. Yes! Okay, and we have book 4, Speaking Bones. I love this cover. It's so great. So this is book 4. So where is book 2? I love that she just like gives me whole series of books. Stephanie, you are the best at doing that. Let me see if I can find another tome-sized one. Oh, these are nice big floppy paperbacks too. Look at that. Look at the flop. That's so good. This one feels hefty, so let's see. Is it book 2? Oh my God. Yes, I love it. The Wall of Storms. Oh my gosh. I love it. Okay. There they are. The 3 books I did not yet have of the Dandelion Dynasty series, so somehow we gotta figure out a way to get these all read. Thank you. I love these. But there's more. Open this one next. There's 3 more. I cannot believe the number of, this is like very generous. Oh, cool. Okay. Somebody had recommended this to me and it sounded really good. Dragonfall by L.R. Lamb. This just came out. Long ago, humans betrayed dragons, stealing their magic and banishing them to a dying world. Centuries later, their descendants worship dragons as gods, but the gods remember and they do not forgive. I also want to say this was queer. Yes. A queer norm cast that challenges the roles of gender and sexuality, a page turner that keeps you on the edge of your seat with phenomenal world building and jaw-dropping twists on Dragonback. I mean, that sounds so good. Yes, thank you. Also that cover, it's so pretty. That's exciting. This one, like a little one. Okay. Okay, maybe this is my sign to actually continue with the series. I do love Becky Chambers, and I have had book 2 in this series on my TBR forever. I think this is book 3. The Galaxy and the Ground Within. I think this is book 3. I loved the first one, Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, and I do love everything I've read from Becky Chambers, so it's a sign. I just need to keep going with the series. They will probably be delightful. Thank you. And lastly, you know, with the series completion thing, it would be really funny if this is the other Becky Chambers book I don't have yet, but I don't know. We'll see. And it is. I think this is book 3 and that's book 4. Record of a Spaceborne Few. Stephanie, thank you. Okay, Stephanie, thank you. Seriously, this is incredible and so generous. Like, oh my God. I love the series completionist because you are also the person who helped me complete my hardback Witcher collection. So I appreciate the dedication to getting me completed series on my shelves. This is so kind. Wow. Okay. Hello, I went to my P.O. box today and there was a box there. I don't know what this is. I'm not expecting anything specific, so let's see what's inside. Oh my gosh. Seriously? this from? Oh, Beth, thank you. Oh, I love this. Okay, this is really sweet. Hold on. So this is a birthday present from one of my patrons, Beth. I have two Beth patrons, but Elizabeth, and she said something old and something new to help celebrate your birthday. Hope your day is special. Oh, this is so nice. So we have something old. The Last Unicorn by Peter S. Beagle, which I've been wanting to read. I've never read this, but I know people really love it. It's such a pretty cover too. And it's been kind of on my list of things to eventually get to. So thank you. And something new. Oh my God, A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon. This thing is such a beast. But I really enjoyed Priory of the Orange Tree, and I did want to read this. It's a prequel. Oh wow, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Beth. I really appreciate it. That was so nice of you, and what a surprise. That was so fun. Hello, I've got a package from a publisher, and I also realized in my last clip I totally forgot to tell you about the two books I bought for myself on my birthday at Barnes & Noble. I had a couple coupons, so I didn't pay full price for these, but I'm excited to have them. First up, I got To Shape a Dragon's Breath by Monoquill Black Goose. This is, I want to say, like new adult fantasy by an Indigenous author. It's the first in a new series or duology, I think new series. I've heard some good things about it. The premise sounds excellent. A young Indigenous woman enters a colonizer-run dragon academy and quickly finds herself at odds with the approved way of doing things. Sounds very interesting. I have heard that this reads more on the YA end, so I'm expecting it to feel a little bit on the young side, even though I think technically it's from an adult imprint, but I'm excited to pick it up. So I bought that. And then the other book is a signed copy of Imogen Obviously by Becky Albertalli. Again, I've been hearing really good things about this. I feel like I'm probably gonna relate to her. It's about a girl who thinks that she's a straight ally, but realizes that maybe she's not as straight as she thinks she is when she goes off to visit a college or something, or starts college. I don't know. It looks cute. I've heard some good things, and I was like, yes, a signed copy, wonderful. So I bought those for myself for my birthday. And then this package is from Macmillan. I'm not totally sure what this is, so let's see. Jeez. Damn, giving myself a paper cut. Ow. Okay. Yes! Oh, yay! God, I need some joy today. Witch King by Martha Wells. Oh, it's so exciting. I did know they were going to send me a finished copy, but I didn't know it was coming now. I love the Murderbot Diaries. I also just read my first fantasy book by Martha Wells, and it was fantastic. Ooh, pretty. Look at that. Beautiful. I don't really know anything about this except that it's the start of a new fantasy series, and I'm sure it's going to be interesting. N.K. Jemisin blurbed it and called it a wildly original and complex fantasy. I am here for this. Thank you so much to Tor.com for the beautiful finished copy. I will be reading this very soon. So I was out of town for a little while, and all of these arrived during that time. A couple of them are pre-orders from Barnes & Noble, and then some publisher mail, so let's open it. This arrived from Macmillan. As you can see, it's open. I did peek at it earlier when I wasn't feeling like filming. But this is an advanced copy of Under the Smoke-Strewn Sky by A. Deborah Baker, aka Shauna McGuire, and I believe this is the final novella in this sort of meta up and under quartet series that reads kind of like middle grade, even though technically it's for adults. I will say, even though I loved the first one and I liked the second one pretty well, the third one felt a little repetitive, so I'm glad we're almost done, and I'm hoping that I'll like the final volume better than I liked the third one. But thank you so much to Tor.com for sending me a copy. This comes out in October. Then I have a box from Harlequin. This is probably for an Instagram promotion. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Oh, taped it under here too, that's nice. Oh, no, this is not. I forgot. Somebody actually, so a publicist actually reached out to me about this. This is The Front Porch Club by Michelle Major. This is for review. I have read other things from Michelle Major before, and I really like her writing. She does these nice, cozy, small-town romances, and so when they reached out, I was like, yeah, this sounds good. This is contemporary. They have nothing in common except a need to start over. The drawback to having a picture-perfect life is there's nowhere to go but down, and Annalise Haverford is falling fast. Once she was the self-proclaimed queen bee of Magnolia, North Carolina. Now her husband has been arrested for fraud. She's become an outcast in the shallow circles she used to rule. There's only one affordable rental in town, and it's owned by the woman Annalise got fired from a lucrative job. So a single mother ends up agreeing to rent to her, and then there's like romance stuff going on. So it's like a blend of romance and women's fiction. Again, I've enjoyed other things I've read from Michelle Major. So thank you to Canary Street Press for sending me a copy. Then I've got 2 pre-orders from Barnes & Noble. Let's see what arrived. Oh, I know at least one of these I've already read. I can't remember what the other one is. Oh, not this one. Okay, this I have not read yet, but I do want to. It is Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. So this is like literary fiction. It's not fantasy, unlike her other stuff, but it still sounds really interesting. So it follows 2 authors, one of whom was an Asian woman who was a literary darling, and the other woman is white. So when the Asian woman dies, she edits the Asian woman's novel and publishes it as her own work. Anyway, I think it's going to be interesting. I've heard some good things so far. I do want to read this. I feel like it's going to be a hot button one. This is probably the one I've already read. And I'm going to be honest, I pre-ordered it because I was really excited about it. It was a little disappointing. I think a lot of people are going to like it, but I have mixed feelings. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. This is Court of the Undying Seasons by A.M. Strickland. It is an upper YA vampire dark romance sort of novel that's very queer. I have really, really loved the last 2 books I've read from them. This was not what I was hoping for. It's not bad. I just expected to love it, and I don't. Stay tuned for my end of month wrap up. I will talk in more depth about this one. I might return it, honestly. I don't know. It's not one that I think I need to keep on my shelves, and that's a bummer. So, anyway. Oh well. But excited for the other things. Hello, this is going to be the final clip of the video, but I've got kind of a lot of books to show you. I've got 2 packages that arrived. I'm not sure what either of these are. I'm guessing they're books. I don't actually know for sure that they're. We'll see. We'll see. I've got a couple books I picked up at Barnes & Noble on sale, and then I've got a bunch of advance copies that I picked up at the US Book Show. I'm going to start with the stuff from the US Book Show. If you haven't seen my vlog covering that event, I'll link it up above. I do share all of these books at the end of that video. It was really interesting. There were a lot of author talks. There was a talk from the new CEO of Barnes & Noble, James Daunt. It was like fascinating, but I came away with 2 graphic novels and I think like 7 ARC books. I'm going to tell you, May has not been a great month for getting my numbers down. In fact, they have gone up this month. We'll talk about it at the end. I think the combination of family things that happened where I was reading less than usual and I was getting more, partly for my birthday, partly because of this event. It's fine. It'll all come out in the wash. Anyway, 2 graphic novels. First up is The Prophet, a graphic novel adaptation by Khalil Gibran. This goes on sale in June. And this just sounded like kind of a cool way to try out some of his poetry, which I've meant to do. I've started reading it and I like it reasonably well, so I'll probably read that pretty soon. And then I have an advanced copy of Earthdivers Volume 1, Kill Columbus by Stephen Graham Jones, one of my faves. This is the first bind-up of a new comic series that he's been writing, and this goes on sale September 19th. The premise is excellent. The year is 2112, and the apocalypse is exactly as expected. Rivers receding, oceans rising, society crumbling. Humanity has given up hope, except for a group of indigenous survivors who've discovered a time travel portal and decide to go back in time and kill Christopher Columbus and hope that they can stop the worst from happening. What a premise. Very excited. Then these are all of the book arcs that came from the US Book Show, so let's go through them. Maybe the one I'm most excited about is Kylie Reed's new book. She wrote Such a Fun Age, which is amazing, and in January of 2024, her second novel is coming out. Come and get it. It sounds like it's gonna be provocative. Who's surprised? It says it's about a young woman and her messy entanglement with a professor and 3 unruly students. A fresh and intimate portrait of desire, consumption, and reckless abandon. It's a tension-filled story about money, indiscretion, and bad behavior. I'm super excited to read this. Then for one that I want to try it because this is the sort of book that could either go really wrong or be really good. I'm not sure which it's going to be, to be honest. This is The Vaster Wilds by Lauren Groff. It goes on sale September 12th from Riverhead Books. It's basically a fable about trying to find a new way of living in a world succumbing to the churn of colonialism, a work of raw and prophetic power that tells the story of America in miniature through one girl at a hinge point in history to ask how and if we can adapt quickly enough to save ourselves. I don't know how she's gonna do this exactly. Again, it's one of those things that I'm like, this could be great, or it could be really not. We'll see. I'm curious though. Next is One Blood by Deneen Milner. This just caught my interest. It's not something I would normally pick up, and I feel like it might be difficult to read, but it sounds interesting. It's a multi-generational story inspired by the author's own adoption journey. It says it's a symphonic and emotionally transfixing epic set during pivotal moments in American history about 3 women with an indomitable spirit, stretching from the American South during the Great Migration and New York during the Civil Rights Movement to Brooklyn and the racial unrest of the 1990s and early 2000s, following women and how their lives are interconnected. So, sounds interesting. The one nonfiction book I picked up is a memoir called How to Say Babylon by Sophia Sinclair. This one goes on sale August 29th, and the premise is pretty fascinating. It says, with echoes of Educated and Born a Crime, How to Say Babylon is the stunning lyrical story of the author's struggle to break free of her rigid Rastafari upbringing, ruled by her father's strict patriarchal views and repressive control of her childhood, to find her own voice as a woman and poet. Right? Interesting. Then, because I love a gothic novel, I couldn't resist The Woman in the Castello by Kelsey James. This is a debut novel coming out July 25th, and it's set in 1960s Italy, following an actress who is filming a horror movie, and it's some kind of like a gothic thriller. Very excited for that. Then I've got 2 YA books, and both of these authors I actually have clips in that vlog from their discussions, and they sound really interesting. First, we have a debut YA contemporary. This is called Queen by Vichette Chum, a searing, joyful YA debut about a queer Cambodian-American teen's journey to find her voice and step into her legacy, perfect for fans of Ibi Zoboi and Elizabeth Acevedo. It follows a Cambodian teen girl who is kind of a poet and MC whose dad has just been deported back to Cambodia. So coming of age story, sounds great. And then we have the next YA horror novel from Ryan LaSala, who I really like. This is called Beholder. Love that cover, it's super trippy. No one survived the party at the penthouse except Athen. Athen has made it far in life, relying on his charm and good looks, even securing an invitation to a mysterious penthouse soiree for New York City's artsy elite. But when he sneaks off to the bathroom, he hears a slam followed by a scream. So he ends up being the only person to survive a ritualistic killing and is their main suspect. But also, there's something creepy watching him from a mirror dimension. Very, very excited for this one. And I forgot to say, both of these come out October 3rd. So those are all of the advance copies from the US Book Show. Thank you to Publishers Weekly for inviting me. I'm excited to check all of them out. I also went to Barnes & Noble. I decided to go ahead and return that book that I got earlier. And while I was there, because I had returned things, of course, I decided to buy 2 more. They had these really nice readable copies of 2 classics that I enjoy that were both buy one get one half off. Note the stickers, I'll take them off, but Pride and Prejudice and Wuthering Heights. I really like both of these, and I have nice copies of them, but I don't have good like reading copies. And look at these great floppy paperbacks. Plus they're super cheap. They're only $12.99, buy one get one half off. It was kind of a no-brainer. So I picked up more copies of books that I like. Lastly, let's go ahead and open the packages. This is from Hachette. Is it a picture book? It looks like the size of a picture book, so let's see. Yeah, that's definitely a picture book. Oh, cute. Oh, you know what? I think I did actually get an email about this a while ago. This looks adorable. So this is Daddy and Me Side by Side by Pierce Freelon. Look how cute that is. So this is coming out just in time for Father's Day. It's about a father and son. It looked really, really cute. Look how adorable. They're like going on a little camping trip together. Oh my gosh. And they're like remembering his grandfather, who I think is either not there or maybe has passed away, but like, that's so sweet. And it's by the author. Pierce Freelon is a Grammy-nominated musician, producer, and educator. So yeah, there's also another book called Daddy Daughter Day by the same author and illustrator team. This looks really cute, so if you're looking for a gift for Father's Day or just a picture book for your kids, this looks awesome. Thank you to Wonderkin PR for sending this. I gotta make a post for this one on Instagram, actually. When does this come out? So, okay, so this is available now. It went on sale May 2nd. Great timing. Lastly, I've got this box, and I am not sure what this is, so I think it might be Harlequin, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. Okay. What is that? Oh, cute. Okay, so I didn't know this was arriving, but it's from Inkyard Press, and I've been on their mailing list just since recently. This is a beautiful cover. Kismet Connection by Ananya Devarajan. I'm not sure. Sorry if I'm probably not getting her name right, but this looks cool. Inkyard Press does a lot of really cool YA by diverse authors, and this is beautiful. Is it possible to change your fate? Midori Iyer is doomed for her upcoming senior year to be a total failure, according to her astrology-obsessed mother, and doomed to a happily ever after with her first boyfriend, according to her family legacy, no, curse. Determined to prove the existence of her free will, Midori devises an experimental relationship with the one boy she knows she'll never fall for. Oh, this sounds really cute. I love it. Thank you to Inkyard Press. Yeah, go check it out. It's probably coming out really soon. Awesome. So there you have it. Those are all of the books that have come in May. This is going to be a really long vlog. Oh, and actually, I haven't done an unboxing yet because I want to do like a video for TikTok and YouTube. I will insert it here, but my second box from the Brandon Sanderson Kickstarter also arrived. So I have that, and I think it's going to be gorgeous. The first one was beautiful. I will put in a clip from the unboxing video that I'm going to make after this. I will say this has not yet been added to my numbers. I do still have a few days left in the month as well to read a couple of things, so you know, it'll all probably balance out, but let's see where I'm at as of May 27th. It's not pretty, y'all. Like, it's okay. It's been a month. It has been a month. So here are my numbers from the beginning of the month, where I began, and here is where I am now. At the beginning of May, I had 181 audiobooks on my audio TBR. Now I have 183, so it has gone up by 2 since the beginning of the month, and that is an increase of 6 since the beginning of the year. Ebooks has stayed the same. At the beginning of May, I had 68. I still have 68, and that is up 1 since the beginning of the year. Physical is where it gets real rough. At the beginning of May, I had 451 physical books on my TBR. Now I have 464 physical books on my TBR, which is an increase of 13. So I am now at -24 for the year. Again, this month has particularly been not great for my TBR, but I think it'll kind of balance out, and you know. The other thing about it is that I bought a whole stack of books this month for a read-along that I'm doing, so those will get read. It's just that it's affecting my numbers. So that is where we're at heading into June. Let me know any of your thoughts in the comments down below. And for question of the day, tell me, what are your plans for next month? We're heading into Pride Month, which is very exciting. I've got lots of plans. Do you have things that you're planning on reading or books that you're planning on picking up? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, it always helps if you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.